Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffery Combs.
Jeffery Combs, President and Founder, Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. Welcome everyone to Tuesday Facebook Live, 2 for Tuesday. Welcome and good to see you this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and let the Facebook Live populate and then move into the inspirational portion of today's Facebook Live. Welcome everyone. Good to connect with you here today. Carol, how are you this afternoon? Welcome everyone. Good to see you this afternoon. Take a long deep breath. Breathe, release, and let go. Good to see you. Tracy Calvert, good to see you. Good to see all of you this afternoon. Welcome everyone. It is 2 for Tuesday, the last Tuesday of March 2022. So good to see everyone this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and let the Facebook Live populate. Joseph David Shermer. Joe, you have added on names to your name. Good to see you this afternoon, Joe. Welcome to Tuesday Facebook Live, everyone. Good to be here with you. Aaron, good to see you this afternoon. Looks like people are coming on. Haley says good afternoon to all. Carol says hello, everyone. The topic for today's Facebook Live is the psychology of connecting. Have you ever heard the term, he's a connector, she's a connector, great at connecting? Well, connecting is a skill, and it comes from the energy of charisma. It comes from warmth. And if you have charisma and you have the ability to connect, then you are exuding your energy. So welcome everyone here to Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday. It is my privilege and pleasure to be here with you. Kelly, good to see you this afternoon. Corey Van Winkle and Barbara Williams, good to be here with you this afternoon. Barbara Williams is a client that goes all the way back to my very early days of coaching in 1999. I started my coaching business in September 1998, and Barbara was one of my first clients from 1999, going back to the Aaron Rashkin prepaid legal days. I believe that is correct. Is that right, Barbara, with Chuck? So welcome, everyone. Good to see you this afternoon. Ryan Chris, that was a great black and white photo of you. Brenda Paradise has a new puppy. Brenda sent me a beautiful picture of her puppy. Inga, good to see you this afternoon. Carl Mason says, howdy. I may have to drop off, but so I'll be listening on replay. Carl, thank you for being here. So these are more heart than talent cards. Many of you have this deck of cards. What I like to do is occasionally bring this card to and see what we have here. It says, I am able to attract synchronistic events to my reality consistently with ease. That is the affirmation card of today. Kristen Rose, good to see you this afternoon. If you are not following my content, hit like today, and it will bring you into my feed. What we can all do is we can all go out and like each other's content, and we also can comment on other people's content. I've been experimenting that with the last 2 weeks. It is amazing what happens to your news feed with just a little effort. So that is what I highly recommend. So if you are following my content today, hit like, and it'll keep you in my feed, and it'll keep you in other people's feeds as well. So courage is the quality that never goes out of fashion, and there's always a market for it. Courage is definitely required to be and stay in the flow. Paris Ramirez. Paris is one of two 17-year-old clients that I coach. Nicholas Stroop is the other one, and Nicholas is here also. Paris is 17 and Nicholas is 17, and they're both here on Facebook Live. That is remarkable. So here are just a few situations for symbolism. Now, for those of you who watch what's going on in the world and you understand what's going on in the world, you know what the term symbolism means. Well, symbolism is everything. Well, here's a few pieces of symbolism that I'm going to pass on to you. This is lapis lazuli. So this is a pyramid, lapis lazuli. So the pyramid, so what this means, lapis lazuli, this sits on my desk right here. And this is a beautiful piece of lapis inflected with gold. And the significance and the symbolism of lapis in crystals is lapis is a sign of clairvoyance. So many emperors and many people of influence and affluence, and Cleopatra wore lapis makeup underneath her eyes, ground up in a paste, and it's also put on foreheads. It's a sign of clairvoyance. This is a Frank Lloyd Wright Sprite. This is actually a letter opener, and if you notice, this is the sign of peace. These are in the yard of the Arizona Biltmore that Frank Lloyd Wright designed in Scottsdale, Arizona, right by the Wrigley Mansion. That was on my dream list of places I was going to say. So Sprite is like this with arms crossed, significance of peace. So Inga says lapis is my stone also. So lapis, as I said, is a stone of clairvoyance. Clairvoyance meaning clarity, being able to see, sense, and feel. So if you have been overwhelmed lately, if you have been in a state of anxiety, fear, and doubt, today is the day on this Facebook Live to come into your power, have clear vision of the outcome. Kelly, this call is for you, baby. So it's been so... Kelly says, love Frank Lloyd Wright, been to his home in Arizona. Right, Kelly. So we're all going to give you some love, Kelly. Den, good to see you here this afternoon. Once again, if you're on this Facebook Live today, hit the like button. It will bring you into my feed. So the topic for today's Facebook Live is the psychology of connecting. Have you been emotionally addicted to a set of feelings for most of your life? A large percent of the people in your circle of influence are going to be toxic. They're going to be perpetrators, violators, serial cheaters, pathological liars. Now, not all of them, but some of them, because they're Americans, Canadians, Australians, wherever you're from. And if you grow up with trauma bonds and panic patterns, holding on to people, and if your relatives are like this, if your relatives are aggressive, passive-aggressive, narcissistic, any multitude of situations, if your brother and sisters are jealous of you, if they hate you, dislike you, any multitude of situations, if your parents are intimidated by you, if your parents are threatened by you, any multitude of these situations, if you were in an accident, any of these trauma bonds, panic patterns, can cause you to be emotionally addicted to a set of feelings. And the greatest lie that you will tell yourself is you are not good enough. Kayla, good to see you on today's Facebook Live. Love being your coach, Kayla. Let's say hello to my Irish homeboy, John McFadden. He has joined us today. John, Aaron Gobra, my brother. Matt Smith has joined us. Matt is a lot of sobriety and has been a long-term client of mine. Michelle Nestler has two of the most beautiful dogs that I have ever seen. So once again, thank all of you for being here. Let's cut the cards again, and here's what we pull up. Courage is a quality that never goes out of fashion. There's always a market for it. Now, once again, this has happened 2 Facebook Lives in a row. I've cut the card deck twice. And both times I cut the card deck, I come up with the same card. How is that possible? That means that there's a 1 in 52% chance of that happening. That means that there is less than a 2% chance of that happening. So that covers exactly what I cover in all of my coaching. It's called the law of the few. And for you to be the law of the few, I wrote a post on this right before this Facebook Live. I offered a 20-minute coaching offer for those who want to be the law of the few. LOF is the law of the few. So in the law of the few is the outliers. So if you are going to be a connector, then you are an outlier. It means you are one of the few. It means you are charismatic. You have energy. You have transmutational energy. You have sex energy. Colleen, good to see you this afternoon. You have not sexuality, sex energy. It doesn't mean that you're attracting people in bathing suits. It means you're attracting people because you have charisma that exudes off of you. It doesn't mean you're attracting people because you have a six-pack and you're buffed. It means you're attracting people because love is pouring out of you. The goodness is pouring out of you. The recovery, the sobriety that you have craved and you are now living is beginning to pour out of you. And people feel it because you are living in a place called rigorous honesty. You are communicating from love and joy and bliss. You're able to communicate easily and effortlessly. You're able to connect on command. You're no longer sitting there in an overwhelmed state on the airplane, afraid to have a conversation with someone. You no longer go out at night sitting in a place, in this scrunched up place like this, afraid you're going to make a mistake, get in trouble. You're not afraid to go out and date any longer because you know you can attract your soulmate, your teammate. You possess a quality called courage. But courage is what you access to overcome your anxiety, your fear, and your doubt. And instead of telling yourself you're not good enough, the affirmations that you say is I'm lovable and I am good enough. Now, here's the next card I pulled. I'm an ambassador of change and a change agent. So once again, this is a 52 card deck. I am cutting the deck as I speak. It's sitting right here beside my desk in a very relaxed body as I am channeling from this stone right here. See, the light just went on my head, so that's clairvoyance. That's where lapis is. Lapis is the stone of clarity. And the clearer you are, the clearer you communicate, the more you're able to articulate your feelings into words. You're able to write on command, speak on demand. And when your number is called, you are ready. You are in a position to communicate, to articulate. You're able to have a relaxed conversation with people. You're able to fact find, rapport build, small talk, and you're able to get your point across in 30 seconds or less. You're skilled at answering questions, asking questions. Conversation begins to flow with you. You're not saying kinda, like, I like. You're not saying like. You're not saying I guess. You're not saying I don't know. I mean, you're clear. Your communication style. You're open to receive. You're raising your value. You're raising the value ladder. You're valuable in free enterprise, in the world, in your household, in your body, in yourself. And that means you are able to connect with people. When you're able to connect with people, you are a very skilled listener. People confuse talking with connecting. Connecting means you're able to find out about people. You're looking for commonalities, purpose, meaning, and cause. People that are relatable, people you can connect with, people that you have a relationship with. And if you are looking to build a business from the comfort of your home, an insurance business, a real estate business, an accounting business, or you're an attorney, you're a naturopath, you're a health coach, you're a speaker, an influencer, an affluencer, a network marketer, a direct salesperson, any multitude of these qualities that you require to be successful, you possess them. So that no matter what the business is, no matter where you go in the world, you're comfortable in asking for that table over by the window. You're able to ask to upgrade for a first-class seat. You're able to ask someone sitting next to you, what's your name? You're able to ask the person at Starbucks if they've ever considered owning their own business. You're able to ask the person across the aisle from you for their phone number. You're not sitting in your head worried about the outcome, wondering what's going to happen. You're able to ask someone to sponsor you in a 12-step program. You're able to ask the universe to deliver because you have been a good soul having a human experience. You're able to ask on command. You are letting go of the anxieties, the fears, and the doubts. You are letting go of the passive-aggressive parents, perpetrators, violators, ex-boyfriends, girlfriends, traumatizers that you have been too guilty to be clear with. You're able to easily and effortlessly let people go. You're no longer in conflict with people. You're able to easily and effortlessly neutralize people. You're creating so much humility that you cannot be humiliated. I mean, you can't be rejected if you're not rejectable when you move into that state of energy. And if you're in sales, marketing, you're able to let people go easily and effortlessly. You can also hear when people are telling you what they think you want to hear. And then you are not personalizing it. You are not making it about them. You're not making it about you. You're able to easily and effortlessly let go. Mike, good to see you this afternoon. Joe Shermer, so good to see you. Joe Shermer is with us here today. Joe is the author of the highly inspiring book, Rise as One. Carly Kohlberg, thank you for that friend request last night. Michael Stoop, I do see you. Your exceptional son is on today's Facebook Live. Isn't it awesome that Michael Stroop and his son, Nicholas, are both hired me to be their coach? Is that amazing? Avery, good to see you this afternoon. Both Avery and Carly were on a call last night. So good to see both of you ladies. That's awesome that you were here. Once again, hit the like button. You like me, I'll come out and start liking your post. And you want people like me liking your post. You want all the people in this call like each other's post. Look for people. I mean, that's what ambassadorship of change is. This is how you start to bring people of influence and affluence into your circle of influence. Right before this call, Ted Hannick produced a TikTok that hit over 1 million views on a TikTok he produced. He produced a TikTok on a country's flag, and then he showed, I'm not going to mention the country, you can figure out. He did a TikTok on a country's flag and how many of the big box brands have the same colors in their brands. Now he did this TikTok, and it had over 1 million views. It got picked up on TikTok. Ted, Hanik, follow Ted. Ted gave me 3 referrals 2 hours ago, and I sent a message to all 3 of them on command. Dorothy Ward is on today's Facebook Live. Dorothy hired me to be her coach in 2002, back in the day. So Dorothy is also a veteran. Joe Shermer, meet Dorothy Ward. She's also a veteran of the Gulf War. Good to see you here, Dorothy. And Dorothy is also a firewoman in Texas. So Dorothy, awesome to see you here this afternoon. So the law of the few in connecting. You are looking for the few people who you can connect with, who you can create ambassadorship, free enterprise, you can create change with, that are influencers or affluencers. I called a woman up today, had her phone number in my database, and I called her up. If you look her up on Telegram, she's called the Informed Mama. She's had over hundreds of thousands of people following her before, and she has been banned in many, many places. She was part of 3 women called the Freedom Angels, and she's also called the Informed Mama. She's very, very skilled. I called her up, had a conversation with her today. She answered on the first ring. And I had received her phone number from a contractor who knew her here locally. Once again, the universe delivers when you are open to receive. So these are part of your affirmations, that I am a skilled receiver. I am open to receive. I am skilled at attracting to my reality people and situations that fulfill my and their purpose. So when you're stating your goals, you also include other people in it with you, because it's going to require them to fulfill yours, and it's going to require yours to fulfill them. And when you move into that state of energy, that's what you create, the 2 W's. WW, win-win situations. And when you're in that space, there's no conflict. And this is when you start to attract your reality. Producers, people of influence or affluence, you're able to attract your reality. People who have significance, people who can produce on command. And when you're able to be in that state of awareness, that state of energy, you are in the state of there is no lack of supply. It's supply and demand, where you're able to command from the universe to deliver. Now, the way the universe will deliver is if you're doing your part. You can't expect the universe to deliver if you are not doing your part. Your part is to silently and effortlessly produce on command. You pick up the trash on the highway. You practice a common sense approach to life. You pick up the trash. You assist them across the street if it's required. You give a hand up to someone. If you see a homeless person, you reward them with whatever it is you have in your billfold. And you don't expect anything back from it, because you know the universe will deliver. See, when you come from that space, that's called reciprocity, and you bring that together with prosperity. Then that's how you start to become a steward. You're a steward, and you're in your stewardship. Early in my AA career, I was pouring coffee in my first few weeks, in my first 12-step group that I attended. I was pouring coffee, and it felt I would cry when I'd pour coffee, because I was so grateful to be a part of that community. I'd been rock bottom for so many years that rock bottom became rock bottom, and I expected to struggle. And I became a noble struggler. And when I entered the rooms of the 12-step programs in 1988, seems like 100 years ago, and I'll never forget what coffee tastes like in a styrofoam cup with the carnation cream and the little stir stick. I mean, it's some of the best, the worst coffee, but still tastes the best to me. So that means that the body remembers those moments of peace. Scott Lucas, you can feel me on that one. I know you understand. And Aaron you would feel me on what it means. So that is gratitude. So gratitude is a huge part of connecting. You're not just connecting to meet someone. You're not just connecting to recruit someone. You're not just connecting to get money from someone. You're learning to connect. And see, when you connect, then there's no pressure on them and you, and then that's when the universe starts to deliver. That's when people begin to show up. But when you're pressured, pressure is an illusion. If you look up at the ceiling, you're not under any pressure. That's the ceiling. That's a wives' tale. That's a story. There is no such thing as pressure. Pressure is the analytical egoic mind. It's the reptilian brain that is anxious about an outcome that hasn't happened. The ego likes to worry. The ego likes to create drama. And the ego likes to pull things off at the last minute. And so that's what pressure is. And pressure creates the cardio cocktail. It's adrenaline and cortisol in the same dose. It's a double shot of bourbon with a beer chaser back, only it's called adrenaline and cortisol. Stephanie, good to see you this afternoon. And Debbie Beebe, oh my God. Debbie and her husband Jeff are exceptional human beings. I had the privilege of coaching them. In 2013, they went on to become self-made entrepreneurial success stories in the direct sales industry. Rock star human beings. Good to see you here this afternoon. So good to see everyone here this afternoon. Stephanie, I read on your Facebook that you have spots on everything you own. That was touching. I knew what that meant. It means you're a rock star mom creating results from the comfort of your home. And see, that's what women do who own kids and homeschool, and they build businesses from the comfort of their home. They silently produce and not expecting any big results overnight, knowing that the universe will reward them for their efforts. And that's what the price of freedom costs. The price of freedom costs you to let go of your analytical, egoic mind. It will allow you to get out of your head. It will allow you to get out of being overwhelmed. It will allow you to produce on command. I've had the privilege of coaching multiple men and women who have been at rock bottom at different places in their life, where they have been arrested for drugs and alcohol. They spent the weekend in jail. They've gone through a horrific divorce. They've got let go. They got fired. They're at rock bottom emotionally, financially, and physically. And I have seen people make tremendous change. And so that term pivot, it means that. It means everyone can do it. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. What matters is what you're going to do about the circumstances. But when you dwell on the circumstances, you can't focus on the solution. The problem's over there, the solution's right here. And the solution is to learn how to communicate, connect with people, and have clarity. Once again, this is the stone of clairvoyance. This is lapis lazuli, the stone of clairvoyance. This is a stone that will absolutely assist you to have that clarity. It's only a metaphor. This is a Frank Lloyd Wright statue. This is called the Sprite. This statue sits on the grounds of the Arizona Biltmore in Scottsdale, Arizona, that Frank Lloyd Wright designed some of the properties. That's a cement statue. I actually have one of those statues in my house. That's the top of a letter opener. It's like this. That's a sign of peace. So that sign of peace means you're an ambassador of it. So you can be silent and still have the same message. So silent power means you don't have to tell anyone how good you are. They know it because they can feel the love come off of you. They feel the recovery. They feel the humility that is exuding from you. But when you are desperate, when you are pissed off and angry, when you are destitute for a relationship, for a man, for a woman, for a business builder, for someone to just show up, please, universe, reward me. The universe will not reward you from desperation. The universe rewards you from inspiration. And you must be and stay inspired. It's something that you require every day, 7 days a week. It comes from praying. It comes from being in peace. It comes from meditation. It comes from letting go. It comes from being an ambassador and a steward of the universe. It comes from being a good human being. It comes from saluting a flag, taking care of other people. It comes from giving people a handout and then also a hand up at the same time. There are people who deserve a little to ensure promptness, and there are the homeless people you can reward, but you also have to be able to reward yourself. And that means you have to be able to feel good enough. The greatest lie that we tell ourselves is that we're not good enough. And when you continue to perpetuate that lie, the universe does not reward you. The universe will put people in your path to keep you sabotaging yourself. And you will continue to sabotage yourself to fulfill the neurochemical craving of disappointment. And when you begin to be honest with yourself and understand that you're addicted to disappointment, and you're addicted to being in conflict, and you're addicted to struggling, and you actually admit that and let go of it, the pounds fall off your body. It becomes a whole different way. It's not weight loss, it's thought release that holds the weight in place. And when you let go of the feelings you stuff, your body begins to change organically. Your body starts to heal itself from other dis-eases. You spend less time in your head trying to control outcomes that haven't happened. And you can focus more on being that good person that you know that you are capable of being and staying. When you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings, then you are you and you are free. So thank you, Carly, for saying that. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go here this afternoon. If you're on this Facebook Live and you have not accessed a free 20-minute coaching call, today is the day. I have a unique marketing proposition for first-time clients or clients who would like to rehire me or re-up on their coaching package. You can contact me on Facebook Messenger, and I will get back to you within 24 hours. Once again, how do I do this? I'm able to attract synchronistic events to my reality consistently with ease. So I cut the deck 4 times today, and 2 of them I pulled the same card twice. That's 2 out of 4. How does that happen? Those things happen to me all of the time. Have a great afternoon, everyone.